Hi there, it's Carol with Carolbcrafts. Today we'll be making this adorable Easter card with the sweet little Easter bunny on the front. This is project number 1 in my Fable Friends Club Kit. Check out my website www.carolbcrafts.com to see what current club kits I'm offering. Now if you haven't taken my club kit, don't worry, I'll give the supplies and dimensions as we go along so that you can make this adorable little Easter card with us. Now the Fable Friends Club Kit is centered around the Fable Friends stamp set, and it is adorable. It's available through Stampin' Up! Through May 31st. Check out my website also to get the current host code, so that if you purchase this at stampinup.com and use my host code, you'll earn 15% of your retail price back to you in credit towards my next club kit. Now some of the dies that you'll need along with the Fable Friends stamps are the Stitch Shapes framelits, the rectangle stitched framelits, and the layering ovals framelits. The inks that you'll need are the Balmy Blue and the Memento Tuxedo Black. The Stampin' blends that you'll need are the light crumb cake, light and dark Balmy Blue. Now you will need some cardstock. We'll go over those. You'll need a regular card base, thick Whisper White, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll need some Balmy Blue cardstock, 5 by 3 3/4, 5 by 3 3/4, and then another piece that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. That's 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. You'll need some Sahara Sand cardstock, and this piece is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then another piece that is 5 by 2 3/8, 5 by 2 3/8. Some regular Whisper White. You have a piece, well actually 3 pieces. You have a piece that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. That's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. We're going to be stamping our bunny on that. For your inside sentiment, you'll need 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, and then one small piece for our Easter greetings, 2 1/2 by 2. That's 2 1/2 by 2. And then lastly, you'll need a piece of the Balmy Blue Gingham DSP, the small checks, 4 7/8 by 2 1/4, 4 7/8 by 2 1/4. And that is the cutting that you'll need to do. And some other items that you'll need to get from your package: 3 small iridescent flower sequins. Those are from the Gingham Gala sequins. Then you'll have some of the gingham, the Balmy Blue organdy ribbon. We have a piece that's 8 inches and a piece that is 7 inches. And then this is a piece of Balmy Blue cardstock. It is 5 1/4 by 4, and that's 5 1/4 by 4, and it's been embossed with the basket weave embossing folder, and yours in your packet will already be embossed. For adhesives, you'll need your snail, some mini glue dots, some multi-purpose glue that may be optional for you, and then some mini dimensionals. Some tools that you might need are a bone folder, a piercing tool, some scissors, a stamp positioner such as the Stamparatus, which is what I'll be using, and your Big Shot die machine. So let me clear all this away and we'll get started with our stamping. Okay, for our stamping, we will use the bunny and the Easter greetings, and we'll go ahead and get those out. The 4 3/4 by 3 1/2 is actually for the inside, so if you want to stamp something in the inside, I've left mine blank, But if you wanted to stamp another Easter greeting that you have or something else, this would also be the time that you would want to stamp that. So I'll go ahead and get my stamp apparatus in place. And we don't really need to worry about placement because we're going to be die cutting these images. We just want to make sure that they are in the center, as pretty much in the center as we can get them. And ink those up with our Memento black ink. I'm just going to do that lightly one more time. Okay, there's our rabbit, and then we're going to do our Easter greetings in balmy blue. So I'll clean off my bunny stamp. Now I might not have told you, but that was the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 that we stamped that on. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Now we're going to stamp on the 2 1/2 by 2, and it's going to be kind of like horizontal. And that's going to be our Easter greetings. And again, we want it as straight as possible and in the center because we will be able to die cut it, but there is a limit to how much we can kind of move our die around. So get it as level and as straight in the center as you can. Get our balmy blue ink. There's our Easter greetings. So again, if you did want to put something on the inside, this would be the time to do your stamping for that. Otherwise, we are done with our stamping. Now we have some coloring to do for our bunny. Our bunny is going to be light crumb cake, and I'm going to leave his ears and his little belly white. Now I'm going to do his jacket in the light balmy blue, and then his buttons I'm going to do in the dark balmy blue. And we're done with our coloring. Now we're going to do some die cutting. So I have to apologize. I've neglected to tell you that you needed a piece of Sahara sand, an additional piece, 3 1/2 by 4. That's going to be for the scallop. Somehow I missed that in my preparation, so Sahara sand 3 1/2 by 4, will be die cutting that as well. So the dies that we're going to use, we'll be using the largest scalloped oval, the largest stitched oval from the Stitched Shapes framelets, and then we'll be using this one single rectangle here from our rectangle stitched framelets. So this bunny we're going to die cut with the stitched oval, and we'll just tape him in place here. And then the Easter greetings we will be die cutting with our rectangle. And then our largest stitched oval our largest scalloped oval will cut our 3 1/2 by 4 Sahara sand. So we'll go ahead and put all those through our big shot, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have our die cuts now, and just put these up for now. This is going to go on top of here. So we're ready to assemble our card, and we'll start by finding our crease and creasing our fold with our bone folder. This is my Big Hearted Stampers bone folder. If you'd like to join my team and be a Big Hearted Stamper and enjoy a discount on your purchases, just email me at carolbcrafts@hotmail.com, and I'll be glad to give you the details. So on top of the front of our card, we're going to put our 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 Sahara sand. On top of that will be our 5 1/4 by 4 embossed Balmy Blue, embossed with the basket weave folder. Inside is our 5 by 3 1/4 Balmy Blue that will be topped with our 4 3/4 by 3 1/2 Whisper White. And then if you put a sentiment there, you'll have your sentiment. And then this, our 4 7/8 by 2 1/4 gingham, is going to go on our 5 by 2 3/8 Sahara Sand, and that will go on front of there. And then this is going to go on top of our 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. It's a little bit, there's a bit more distance here and here than there is on the sides, but that was on purpose. So we do have some ribbon to go on this, so we'll do that first. Go ahead and put some snail. And then it looks like, let me measure that. It looks like it's 3/4. So from what we're going to have the bottom, we'll just take a pencil and mark 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. And that'll tell us where we want to put our adhesive. We want to put some adhesive, whoops, some adhesive around the top of that, something for our ribbon to grab hold of. We'll take our 7-inch piece of ribbon. They're very close in size, so be sure you get your 7-inch. And then you're going to wrap that around the front. And the bottom edge of your ribbon is going to go just above that mark that you just made, that 3/4 inch mark. And you're going to push it into that adhesive. Now that's going to go on top of here, but let's go ahead and build this up first. Put some adhesive on the back of our embossed Balmy Blue. And I'm gonna like really go crazy with it because I want to make sure it stays in place. I'm gonna go on top of the front here. Okay, and now we can put this on, and I think I'm going to put that on with some glue because it's going to go on top of something that is embossed, and I want it to be sure to stick. And sometimes snail doesn't stick as well on something that is embossed. So this way I've got some insurance that it's going to stay put. And it also gives me some wiggle room and gluey fingers. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on, but we want more space at the top than the bottom, just a little bit more. So there we go. Let me see, that looks like that's about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom of the blue, the Balmy Blue. So if that gives you an idea of where you need to place that. Now we'll go ahead and do the inside. We'll put this bunny on our scallop circle, and I'm going to do that with some glue as well, so I have some time to move it around in case I need to. With the same with this. So now I'm going to put my Easter greetings up here, my bunny here, and then I'll leave room for my bow there. So I'm going to go ahead and put my bunny on with some mini dimensionals, and I'm going to put my mini dimensionals down here at the bottom and down at up at the top where it's not going to be over this panel. So I don't want the bulk of the dimensionals being on that panel, so I'm going to go ahead and just put them down here where I know They're not going to be on top of that panel. So my bunny's going to go about 1/4 of an inch from the side here, the gingham, and then just evenly over there. Kind of like that. Make sure it's straight. Okay, looks straight. Now with my Easter greetings, I'm going to put some mini dimensionals at the top and just some glue at the bottom. So I'll put some mini dimensionals here over that panel, and I'll remove the backings, and then I'll place it, it looks like it's about 1/2 inch above the top of this. Just want to make sure you leave room. Now I didn't put any glue there, so I can just kind of come in and squirt just a couple small dots in there to hold that in place. Now I'm going to put in my bow, and I'm going to do that just by making a loop. The tail's in front. I'm going to make a loop about this size. It's going to be a small bow, so I don't want it too big of a tail. And now I'm going to bring this around to the front, and then, so there's my loop. Go around the front, around the back, and then through the loop that I just made, and then pull it tight, and then I have my bow. I can adjust it, hold it in the center so it doesn't twist, and then you can decide which side of the bow you like the best. If you like this side better, or maybe you like this side better. I think I like this side better. I'm going to straighten that out a little bit. There, and that bow's going to go right here. And I'm just going to put that on with some glue dots. Might make that a little bit smaller. So I'm going to get my glue dots, and I'm going to put probably 1 or 2. I might put 2. So I'm going to put it on there and pinch it, put it down and pinch it. And then make sure this is out of the way here. And sticking to my finger. That's good, it's sticky. And I'm going to put it right under, in the center, underneath the Easter greetings. Then I'll get my scissors, and it looks like I'm cutting it towards the ribbon, towards the bow, like that. And you can fluff it up. Okay, the last thing we have to do is to put our iridescent flower sequins. We'll put one here in this, kind of in that corner, and then one over here kind of near the edge, and one a little lower down by the bunny's hip, right about there. Okay, so we're finished with project number 1 in my Fable Friends Club kit. Check out my website www.carolbcrafts.com to see what current club kit I'm offering. Thanks for watching. Bye now.